Don't touch her! The scream came too late. The clay pot shattered against the floor as Ekwasel's trembling hands tightened, his breath ragged, his eyes no longer his own. Oviebo staggered backward, confusion flooding her face. My husband, what is happening to you? But something had already snapped, and in that single moment of madness, love died. Long before that night, before blood stained the earth of Ologbo, before cries echoed into the darkness, Ekwasel's life had already been written, or so they believed. Ekwasel, whose full name was Ekohia Soyemwen Uwa, in 1904, came from a noble Edo family in the ancient Benin Kingdom. His grandfather, Osawe Ine, was a powerful figure, one of the British-appointed warrant chiefs after the fall of the Benin Empire and the exile of Oba Hovoranwen. From birth, Ekwasel was surrounded by privilege, wealth, respect, influence. But something else followed him into this world. A warning. Before he was born, his parents had gone to consult the Iya oracle, as tradition demanded. The shrine was silent when the priest spoke, his voice heavy with certainty. This child will be loved by many. His mother smiled. He belongs to Ogun, the god of iron. He must be consecrated. His father nodded. Then came the final prophecy. He must never marry a fair-skinned woman. The room fell cold. No one asked questions, because in Edo land, prophecy was not advice. It was law. Years passed, and the boy grew into a man who seemed untouched by darkness. Ekwasel was tall, striking, dark-skinned, and admired wherever he went. He was educated, among the first generation to attend British schools in Benin. Women noticed him, men respected him. Life favored him. He became a teacher, disciplined and proud, but ambition pulled him elsewhere. He left the classroom and moved to Ologbo, where he took a position as a clerk in a timber company. By then, he had 3 wives, and his household was peaceful. Laughter filled the evenings. Meals were shared without tension. There was balance, until the day everything changed. It started with a glance. Who is she? Ekwasel asked quietly, unable to take his eyes off the woman walking past. Her name is Agnes, someone replied, but people call her Oviebo. Why? Because she is light-skinned, mixed, Edo and Aishelkiri blood. They say she looks like a foreigner. Ekwasel didn't respond. He just kept watching. Oviebo was different. Her presence was soft, but her beauty was impossible to ignore. Her laughter carried warmth. Her eyes held curiosity. And from that moment, Ekwasel was lost. The conversation started simply. You are new here? She asked one afternoon. Yes, he replied, but it seems I have already found a reason to stay. She laughed lightly. Be careful. Ologbo has a way of keeping people longer than they planned. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into something deeper. Ekuase, you are married, she said one evening, her voice unsure. Yes. Then why do you look at me like this? Because I cannot stop. She looked away. This is not right. Then why does it feel right? Silence answered him, and that silence became agreement. Back in Benin, his mother sensed it before he spoke. My son, there is something you are hiding. Ekwasel avoided her gaze. It is nothing. She stepped closer, her voice tightening. Is she fair-skinned? He froze. The prophecy echoed between them. Answer me. Yes, he said quietly. Her face fell. Then you must end it. I will not. Ekwasel. I choose my own life, he said firmly. Tears filled her eyes. You are choosing your destruction. But love, when it becomes obsession, does not listen to reason. Ekwasel married Oviebo, and from that day, everything shifted. His attention abandoned his other wives. His laughter belonged only to Oviebo. His presence, his gifts, his time, all redirected. The house that once knew peace began to rot from within. At first, the other wives whispered, "He has changed. He doesn't even look at us anymore. She has taken him from us." Then whispers turned into bitterness, and bitterness turned into something far more dangerous. One night, under the cover of darkness, they gathered. "This cannot continue," one of them said. "We were here before her. She will destroy us." Another voice, colder than the rest, spoke. "Then we destroy what she has taken." They looked at each other. Fear lingered, but anger was stronger. "Where do we go?" someone asked. The answer came quietly. "To a man who can fix this." And so they walked into the night, towards something they could not control. Before we go further, pause for a moment, because what happens next changes everything. If you're still watching, it means this story has you. So go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, do you believe in destiny, or do you think Ekuase still had a choice? Because what those women were about to do would not just bring him back, it would destroy him. And the worst part, they had no idea. The man they went to see did not welcome them with kindness. He watched them in silence, his eyes sharp, as though he could already see the darkness in their hearts. "You want his love back," he said slowly. "Yes," one of the wives replied. "We want him to return to us." The priest leaned forward slightly. "Love is not something you take," he said. "It is something you are given. We are his wives." Another snapped. "That woman stole him from us." A faint smile crept onto his face. "Then you are not asking for love," he said. "You are asking for control." Silence. Then one of them whispered, "We will do whatever it takes." The priest nodded. Then listen carefully. What he demanded was unnatural. A dog's head, human waste, 14 live bees, and a native soup prepared under strict ritual. Even as they gathered the items, fear crept into their hearts. "This feels wrong," one of them murmured. But another quickly responded, "Do you want to lose him forever?" That question killed every doubt. The ritual was performed in secrecy. Incantations filled the air. The priest's voice rose and fell, like something not entirely human. When it was done, he handed them the charm. "It must be done in 3 stages," he said. They leaned closer. "Mix it into his bathwater, then into his food, and finally, call him back to you." "Will he love us again?" one asked. The priest paused. Then he said something they did not understand at the time. "He will return," but he did not say how. The first stage was easy. Ekuase bathed, unaware. The second stage sealed everything. He ate the food. And that night, something inside him broke. Back in Ologbo, Oviebo waited. The air felt strange, heavy. She paced the room, uneasy. When she heard his footsteps, she rushed forward with relief. "My husband, you're back." But the man who entered was not the man she loved. His eyes were wild, his breathing uneven, his fists clenched. "Ekuase," she said slowly. He didn't answer. He just stared at her. A long, terrifying stare. "My husband, talk to me," she pleaded. Then suddenly, he moved, violent, fast, uncontrolled. Oviebo screamed as he grabbed her. "What are you doing?" But he couldn't hear her. It was as if something else had taken over him. Something fueled by rage. Something unnatural. Her relatives, visiting from Coco, rushed into the room. "Ekuase, stop!" But it was too late. The struggle ended in silence. Heavy, unforgiving silence. Oviebo lay still, and just like that, the woman he defied prophecy for was gone. Ekuase stood there, breathing heavily, staring at what he had done. Then suddenly, as if waking from a nightmare, his expression changed. What? What have I done? His voice broke. He stumbled backward. No! No! Panic took over, and he ran, deep into the bush. But you cannot run from what lives inside you. By morning, clarity returned, and with it, horror. Ekuase walked into the police station himself. I killed my wife, he said quietly. The officers exchanged glances. Why? Tears streamed down his face. I don't know, but the law did not care for confusion or regret. A life for a life. That was the rule. His trial took place at King's Square in Benin City, right at Ring Road, from March 5th to March 8th, 1926. Crowds gathered, whispers spread. A noble man, a respected family. How did it come to this? Ekuase stood quietly as the judgment was passed. Guilty, he begged. Please, imprison me. I will accept any punishment. Just don't kill me. But his fate had already been sealed. 5 days later, he was brought out before the people. The air was thick with silence. Some watched in shock, others in disbelief. This was not just a man being executed. This was a warning. As the rope was placed around his neck, Ekuase closed his eyes. Perhaps thinking of Oviebo, perhaps remembering the prophecy, or perhaps wishing he had listened. Moments later, it was over. The first public execution in Benin since the hanging of Chief Ologbosere in 1899. And the city would never forget. But the story did not end there, because truth has a way of finding its way out. The three wives confessed everything. The charm, the ritual, the intention. Some say they died mysteriously not long after. No one knows which is true, but one thing remains undeniable. A warning was given, it was ignored, and in the end, everyone paid the price. So now I ask you, was his destiny, or was it a series of choices? Because one decision, one act of defiance, changed everything. If you've made it this far, then this story stayed with you. So don't just watch in silence. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, do you think Ekuase was a victim or the author of his own destruction? Because sometimes the scariest tragedies are not the ones written for us. They are the ones we choose. The moral lessons from this story are: ignoring wise counsel can have consequences, whether spiritual, cultural, or practical warnings often exist for a reason. Obsession can destroy balance. Ekuase's complete emotional shift created resentment and instability. Jealousy can lead to irreversible harm. The co-wives' actions show how unchecked envy can spiral into tragedy. Actions have consequences beyond intention. The charm was meant to influence love, but it led to death. Cultural beliefs can shape decisions, but should not replace responsibility. Regardless of prophecy or charms, human choices still matter. Violence is never justified. Even under influence, the outcome was devastating and irreversible.